Hello everyone, in this video I have summarized the entire IUPAC nomenclature which has been given in class 10th NCERT and class 11th. So in one video only you will be getting all the ideas and the steps to be followed in doing the IUPAC nomenclature. So getting back to the topic in continuation, as in the last video I had given this formula and this is already clear to you. Like the very firstly we will have to write the word root which denotes the number of carbon atoms. It has to be prefixed, means when you are writing word root, before that prefix has to be written and after that suffix has to be written. So in this formula whatever is coming in the sequence, that sequence only has to be followed, right? So this formula, it can be used in 4 different ways. It means the entire nomenclature can be divided into 4 sub cases, and the cases are like case 1, when only you have word root and only primary suffix is present. It means only you have to count the number of carbon atoms and then primary suffix, that is single bond only is present. So this case is roughly already done in the last video wherein we have written the names of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. Then case 2 is when prefix is there, word root is there and primary suffix is there. So basically only one step extension of the last case. In last case you had word root and primary suffix. So the same thing is here, only prefix is added. Now in this case you will have to see the single bond is already covered over here. So if single bond is there, you will be following this case, and if double and triple bonds are there, then that would be the case number 2. So these 2 cases if we do, then we finish up with the nomenclature part of class 10th. So basically with these 2 cases, these are the only 3 rules which you need to remember for solving all the nomenclature which has been given in the class 10th. And these rules are, you have to select the longest continuous carbon chain. Rule number 2, if prefix is there, then I am talking about case number 2, condition number 1. It means prefix is there, word root is there and primary suffix is in the form of single bond only. Please understand this, word root having prefix, primary suffix, and essentially the primary suffix is single bond. Then in that case prefix has to be given the priority, it means the minimum number. And then if you have case number 2, situation number B and C, it means your molecule is having word root, then primary suffix which is in the form of double and triple bond. Then in this situation when you have prefix also and double and situation number B and C, then primary suffix should get minimum number. It means your bond should get minimum number. It means your primary suffix has to get priority over prefix. This is the third rule. If we follow these 3 rules and this single formula, these 2 cases can be 100% completed. Fine. Next is case number 3, condition number 1. If you have the above condition as it is, like word root, prefix, primary suffix, but now your secondary suffix is also there, and in this condition why I have given it case number 3A situation, because herein we are taking in account the secondary suffix which is your functional group. So if a single functional group is present, only one secondary suffix if is there in relation to all these 3 things, a single functional group is present, then it would be called as case 3A. And if case number 3B is there, then in that situation you will be having more than one secondary suffix. It means there would be more than one functional group in your example, then case number 3B would be used. So basically the entire IUPAC nomenclature starting from class 10th and ending in class 11th can be done using all these formulas and cases which I have given you. This is basically the summary for the rules and formulas of IUPAC nomenclature, and the examples of these will be there in the next video, because these theories cannot be explained or the cases cannot be explained without taking in consideration the examples.